What's up, guys? CRYPTOPHER back again. Headed to work and the sun is going down, so I'm in traffic again, so I just thought I'd do a quick thought on the massive sell-off that we got last time and then the subsequent immediate rally back up in the crypto markets. And I've been thinking about why that happened. And I also have accounts where while that happened, my other accounts were going up. They were positive. And I started to think about it. And I realized after watching the Federal Reserve today, talking about how they are not worried about inflation yet. And, they're still printing money. They didn't really talk about that, but they're still printing money. And that basically the Fed is buying all kinds of assets because they want price stability. I was trying to think about how does the Fed actually do that in the crypto markets? And you know what I realized? All of the assets that didn't crash last time are assets that are not paired with Tether. Before, when I first started out in crypto and futures first came out, you could only do like Bitcoin and Ethereum paired with Tether. So there were only Bitcoin Tether pairs and Ethereum Tether pairs for you to trade the US dollar. And if you wanted to trade another cryptocurrency, there were no trading pairs like in the fiat currency world where you have currency pairs. The cryptocurrencies had the same thing in futures. So the crash basically was in all those assets that are now trading on the futures markets with US dollar Tether pairs. So I'm starting to realize, we may be actually nearing a top. And the reason we may be nearing a top is that there's a real battle. The government wants to scare everyone out of cryptos. Do I mean this is a permanent top? No, not necessarily, because the technology is still viable. But the government is becoming more and more fascist with the Democrats in charge. A lot of Democrats don't want to hear that because they think they're anti-fascist. But the reality of it is a fascist controls other people's speech, movement, things like that, And with the coronavirus and the vaccines, they're going to start restricting people's ability to enter businesses, to travel on planes. They're restricting your speech. Any dissent about the coronavirus vaccines gets quickly erased and censored on social media. You might even lose your job. Airlines aren't letting you fly unless you have a stupid mask on, when they actually have no science to prove that those masks actually work. In fact, there's ample evidence that masks do not protect anyone from coronavirus. Yeah, they collect spit. Whoops, I didn't mount that well, did I? Yeah, they collect spit, but when you sneeze, there's more in the air than just spit. There's aerosol, little particles that contain coronavirus. So a mask, if you sneeze with the mask, what's going on with my mount? Yikes. So if you sneeze with the mask, it basically throws particles in the air, and you're still going to infect anybody who walks by, even if you walk away, because particles float in the air unless they're blown by the wind or by an air conditioning cycle. So anyway, the government is really fascist, and they want everyone out of cryptocurrencies. They want to be able to reset. The global governments want to be able to reset all economies and currencies. And usually how they do that is they crash markets. They pump them up like in 2008. And then it suddenly crashes and everyone gets wiped out. And they do that through derivatives. And so futures are derivatives. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Tron, Dogecoin, Doge, those are all futures traded cryptocurrencies. And those are also the ones that kind of did a dip on that day. So if the government is buying up assets, why can't those assets be futures? And with the Wall Street bets people, they figured out that there's naked shorting going on, where you don't have to own an asset in order to short it in the futures markets. Sorry guys, sorry about that video, but hopefully you're getting the information. You don't have to own the asset in order to short it in the futures markets. And so you can naked short it, you can cause the price to drop and collect the money from the price drop, and it doesn't affect you because you don't own the asset. Who better to use that leverage, that power, that authority without owning it than the government? Especially if they want you out of cryptos. So I would expect that when the US dollar starts to crash and everyone starts to flee the dollar, and you start to get a nice little pump on Bitcoin and Ethereum, like you're getting right now in Ethereum and a little bit in Bitcoin, I would expect they're going to come in and they're just going to pummel it. They've done it with gold and silver. Why wouldn't they do it with cryptocurrencies? Honestly, if people are tired of what the government is doing, they should let the government load up with those short positions. And, honestly, I might share this on a Wall Street Bets platform somehow. But what they should do is, when they see that candlestick driving down all the prices and starting to liquidate everyone's long positions, everyone should buy up at that point. And when they buy up at that point, we can bankrupt the government. I mean, honestly, I'm tired of the way government does things. They come out there and they act like they're for you, but they really do things to hurt. They really do things to hurt you and to end you. I gotta fix this mount. They really do things to hurt you. So I just wanted to give that thought out to everybody, and hopefully it spreads like wildfire. I want people to share that idea that this is what they're doing, and to protect themselves. This is why I only buy dips when I'm buying on the spot market. The spot market is buying without futures. You're buying the actual asset, and you're selling the actual asset. The contract market is the futures and options markets, where you can trade on leverage they're derivatives based on the spot asset, or the actual asset, the underlying asset. And so if you see something like that and you want to buy into cryptos, you haven't done it yet, my recommendation, I don't usually give recommendations, but this is my just a warning, that even if you want exposure, in case I'm wrong, get exposure, but do it with a small amount of money. Expect that to go to zero. So, something that won't hurt you. If you got a monthly rent that's like $3,000, don't put $2,000 into the cryptocurrency markets. Put like $100. That way you get some skin in the game, but it's not going to kill you if you get a paper cut. And then wait for the big crash. Wait for everyone to get liquidated. Wait for the candlesticks to do this, and then when they kind of stop and everything pauses and everyone's shell-shocked and they're trying to figure out, where's it going to go next? Is it going to continue? Is it going to go up? You can start dollar cost averaging in. Buy some more. Now, I'm not giving you this advice. If the government makes it illegal, then we're all in trouble for owning it. But the other issue is, if you decide to sell it, you've got tax consequences. So this is not financial advice, because you really need to know what you're doing before you decide to do it. If you decide to do it, that's your commitment. You don't have any claim on me. If you make any money, I don't have any claim on you. You decided to do it yourself. If you decide to give me a donation, if you make crap loads of money, I have made people very wealthy with some of my education pieces. I'll just put it that way. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about people that have asked me. They've seen my YouTube videos, or that I post on social media, and they've said, you know what, I want to pick your brain. Can you come sit with me? And because I'm willing to do that for free, because I want people to be successful, I sit there and I let them pick my brain so that they can learn to start investing as well. And many of those people, in fact, all of them so far that I've talked to, have massively multiplied their money. And I still don't charge for it, because honestly, I think you're a criminal if you're charging for information that should be available to the general public anyway. And it benefits you if you have information to share it, because then if everyone is knowledgeable, markets cannot be manipulated the way they are by the government. by large whales or rich people who have endless war chests that can just manipulate markets in their favor and at your expense. If everyone is educated, it ends that game. And what Wall Street Bets was trying to accomplish by the short squeeze on AMC stock and GameStop stock will be market-wide, and the manipulation ends. So that's my hope with these videos. Now, I've just been Facebook banned, jailed, censored. I hope to sue them soon because I'm seeing a lot more evidence of people going and suing them. And I'd love to use their successful cases as precedents for my lawsuit in how Facebook is muzzling me and violating my right to free speech. So, but for right now, if you see this video outside of social media, other than on YouTube, and you feel that this is great information, I urge you to share it to everybody. We need to protect ourselves from what the global banksters and global governments who enjoy a slave culture and enjoy impoverishing everybody. Meanwhile, they go up in front of everybody, like today, Joe Biden's up giving a speech about how he's improved the economy in his first 100 days. He hasn't done jack in his first 100 days. President Trump did more in his first 100 days than anybody in recent history, and anybody in the presidential history that I know of, actually. He accomplished quite a bit in 100 days. Joe Biden's accomplished negative things. And so those same politicians that go up and they talk about how we're moving forward, we're doing better, we're emerging from a horrible economy. We had a horrible economy because Democrats shut them down. They shut down businesses. They used health departments to enforce the shutdowns. That's more of that fascism. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying to you. Government is more and more fascist, and you really got to be careful with them. They're con artists, and they're talking about taxing everybody, and they say that it's to help the economy. If the economy is good, why do you need taxes? Well, we got to pay these bills. If you can't pay your bills, that's a bad sign that the economy or your economy is not good. So the fact that they're trying to raise taxes on everybody, in addition, inflating the currency so that whatever money you get paid in now increases, and then raising the minimum wage so you get more money and raises your tax bracket so you get taxed more, it's really criminal. And people really need to wake up to it. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I really wanted this to be short while I was driving, but I keep thinking about more and more stuff that really irks my hide, and I really have to get it off my chest because ultimately I'm not afraid of the government. If they come after me, I've already been censored by social media, and ultimately they are coming after all of us anyway. So I don't want to live a slave for the rest of my life. To me, it's better to die free than to be living in chains. And if you feel the same way, then we really need to make a move to change how our government, who is supposed to represent us in America, we are the government, and we just have representatives in office for us. But now those representatives believe they are the government, and it's getting really dangerous. And I don't want my kids, I don't want your kids, I don't want your nephews, nieces, grandchildren to be growing up in a world like this where they're uneducated because the government now controls the professors who are in the schools. They control the media. The kids can't learn what real science is and real math and real education and gain real knowledge and experience. They only know what they're being told. That's a very dangerous society. So with that, I'm going to end this. Again, if it's your first time, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification and mark it to all so you know all of the videos that I post, because I don't post regularly, unfortunately, because I'm busy. But at least you'll get that notification, and most importantly, share this video with everyone can benefit from that information. All right, love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Protect yourself in these dangerous markets and economy. And until next time, God be with you. Peace. I'm out.